right, y'all. So here we have a video that's talking about somewhere in New York. It's not the entire New York state. It's I think somewhere in the city or something like that. But uh, it's about something that is very. It's one of those things that people are okay with, and I don't get it, and it's just mind-boggling what people are not only willing to accept, but also like actively desire. And let's listen to the video and go from there.
These are some of the first cars getting charged for congestion pricing as they pass through those scanners right behind me. It is 12:01 on January 5th, which means that New York City is officially the first city in the United States to implement congestion pricing. So what does that mean for you? Well, if you are traveling south of 60th Street, you will be charged $9 if you are traveling during peak hours, which is Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., weekends, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As for the overnight toll, it'll be $2.25, and these prices are for sedans, SUVs, pickup trucks, and small vans. Larger trucks, buses, and motorcycles have a different rate. There are credits and discounts available for some drivers, and while congestion pricing is starting at $9 during peak hours, the MTA has already warned us that it will increase to $12 in 2028 and $15 in 2031. Signs have also been put up to warn drivers they are entering the congestion relief zone and that there is one last turn to make before you are charged. Of course, this has been a highly debated topic with delays upon delays and lawsuits upon lawsuits, but it is officially here and the money is set to go to improve our public transit system. These are some of the...
Bro, how do you already know you're gonna raise these damn prices? How do you know? That should tell you something is wrong with this. And the really key thing that I want to focus in on is and the thing that some people not only again are okay with but actively desire. Some of the government's problem solving, quote unquote, is literally just charging you. But yet people keep saying that every time this government taxes people, it's supposed to be making our life cheaper because healthcare and welfare and all this stuff. Dude, if they're taking money from you like this, how on earth can you consider that an entity that is making your life cheaper or better? That's impossible. In no way can you justify, at least to me, that the government is any better than some corporate private organization that you say would apparently pay us dirt money and like keep us poor and all that type of shit. This is the exact same thing. They're not showing their citizens any type of decency or loyalty, because if you are, this tells me you don't actually know how to just fix a problem. Let's keep it simple because I can't figure out the wording. This tells me that because it's when you have as many people as New York has in a very, 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 very small area, well, of course you're going to have congestion. But your way to fix that is to say, all right, you want to go this way, give me some money. And then to say, oh, it's going to go to fixing, this and that. And it's like, what? Bro, y'all don't even ask for like a published plan for this shit. It's literally just, there are people like me who who say this is bullshit. And then there are people who say, yay, they want to fix stuff. How long does the government have to do this before you realize that they're not actually going to do this? How long? Like I don't really know what to say to this, because all I feel about is fucking ridiculous and crazy. If you're going to the comment section, you will see that there are a lot of people are pissed, but there are a lot of people who are just like, oh, it's okay, they're going to fix stuff. And it's like, what if you really need to go that way to get where you're going? And if they apparently have like detours within it to where they say, because that's somewhere you say you can make a turn before you're charged, and it's like, if there's a alternate way that's not like problematic, why wouldn't people use it already? So I would assume that they're just saying, nigga, turn, otherwise you're in charge, and then that's it. This is insane. This is crazy. That is fucking crazy, yo. Let's look at these comments, dude. Oh my God. Listen, the second they do some shit like this in Michigan, I might lose my CDL license at that point because I can't think of any legitimate option that makes any sense. Because putting up with that doesn't make sense. Think about it, that's $9 during peak hours. Never mind at night. But let's just say you pay that $9. That's at least 5 days a week if you're going that way for like work and whatnot. So on a weekly basis, you're paying $45. That's another $180 a month. Dude, the government just on income tax alone already takes at least $20. Now they're about to hand you another bill for $180. Ish, like give or take, obviously. I don't know how long people are just going to go, I get to buy an iPhone, so I'm okay. Because that's what it is. Because we have enough luxury, we just take it like, whatever. Wow. This guy says, wait, they want you to pay a toll to travel on city streets paid for by taxpayers and charge a gas tax to pay for road construction and maintain. And I added, which people don't seem to take into consideration ever, is that they also mandate in every state, they mandate that you also purchase insurance and then don't put a cap on it. Now, I got into a back and forth a few days ago with a guy when I said that. And his response was, well, yeah, because, if you get hit, then what? I mean, then you pay for it. You take the person to court if it's their fault, so on and so forth. Is it an ideal situation? No, neither get into a car accident, but you're willing to take that risk, and that's what it should be. Your risk. Carry insurance or not, that's your risk. But the odd thing about that is, if they're forcing you to pay a bill now every month, but people, let me explain this. Insurance is you voluntarily, what it's supposed to be is you voluntarily paying a bill right now indefinitely because you're trying to avoid something happening and then you need to pay a bill every month for a specific amount of time. That's fucking stupid. How stupid? How do you not comprehend that? It's the same thing with health insurance. But everybody keep asking, we should have health insurance. We should have universal health care. People, you are asking to pay, again, let me say it again. You're saying that it is better to pay a bill on every month. And in car insurances, and definitely because maybe you don't have a car at some point, but using universal health care as an example, because people often scream for that. That's you paying a bill. Right now, like my income taxes for health insurance, like, what is it, like Medicare, Medicaid, all that shit, it's like $300 a paycheck or some shit like that. Like just for that. Never mind the other taxes that are beside it. But I would have to look, but it's something like $300, something like that. So $600 a month I pay into a healthcare system forever. And that's not even mine. That's not even shit I benefit from till maybe when I'm old or something. I get one of them. But think about it. That's a $600 bill every month forever. Versus me saying, which I would do if you didn't force all this stuff, this horrible regulation you have, I would simply not have health insurance at all. And then if some shit happens, and then a hospital says, this is going to be the bill, blah, 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 whatever. Either they give me a payment plan or I have to take out a personal loan to pay it off. I would then at that point have a bill for a specific period of time. Do you see the exchange there? Why the fuck would you want to do this up front forever? That's stupid. Use your common sense. That's stupid. But fine, whatever. This, oh God, I forgot roll up. This is the same. Oh yeah, you got to tack that on top of your taxes. And then when I pointed this out to this person that, they don't put a cap on it, the way they addressed it was, oh, well, because insurance companies need to make money. Wow. You're okay with your government forcing you to purchase something from somebody, obviously, that you say, well, they need to make money, so they need to charge whatever. And that, so let's tally this up. They force you to pay the taxes, income taxes for it. That's one fee that you pay out of one check. We focus on one check here. That's one fee, right? Then the money from that same check that you buy gas, I know you use it for other reasons, but you still have to pay for gas to and from work, right? So that's another fee. And then they force you to buy car insurance without a cap. That's another fee. And then that car insurance will tell you, hey, if you don't have health insurance, we're going to, pretty much double what you pay every month. So do you have it? Shit, I got to go and get health insurance. Either way, whether you get health insurance or you just pay the increased amount, that's another fee just on fucking roads. And now New York is doing this. Bro, if you live in this area, this is the 5th fee they've attached to your paycheck. I don't know how, or I don't see how people are seeing this as just an okay thing that the government has to do to make sure we are good and dandy and all safe. This is scary shit to me, that people are talking themselves into this. That's crazy. Holy shit. Bullshit, another money grab. So basically anyone that has to work. Again, I'm not from New York. I have no clue how many people this affects. I just know for them to do this, remember, they put up cameras and all that. They spent a lot of money on this. So clearly they see it as an investment that a lot of people have to use it that's going to pay it off. Otherwise, it would be a waste, right? Which also they can't justify. They can't say they can't justify it simply to say less cars use the roads. They can't do that. It would make absolutely no sense. But then on top of that, look at the example I just gave. I guess they could. So they're charging the residents for something they built with their own tax money. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. He said, what communist country is this? Let's see this one. Communism is when the government does stuff. Ha ha ha. How is this even legal? This is extortion. Now it's extortion? Bro, when the government tells you not only is it going to take money from you up front before you get paid, but the fact that they're going to redistribute that stuff to people that they feel needs it, that's extortion. Because if you don't do it, you go to jail. That's extortion. I can't say, hey, this person is using stuff for tax money and I don't feel they should have it, and take that shit. I can't do that. So this is definitely extortion. You are powerless in this. Well, unless you consider voting to be power, when we know damn well even if you vote in a politician that agrees with you, if that person was to say, yeah, we're not going to just take people's money up front without their permission, which means by default he has to get rid of all of those fucking programs, because people who go to work and don't get those programs, I would say 80% of people in that situation would not voluntarily pay into this bullshit. They would say that person, let one person die because they don't have some fucking van picks them up and takes them to dialysis, even though they had 8 bastard kids and none of the kids chipped in to take their grandma to fucking dialysis. somehow that politician would be charged with the murders of that person. So they actually can't even change it. Which is very weird. It is very weird. Detour real quick. It is very weird that we consider people, when we make the suggestion, hey, maybe that person's kids when they get old, maybe their kids should take care of their, their well-being, their dialysis and transportation and all that stuff. But their kids are busy and can't afford it. But you know I can? You know for a fucking fact that I can afford your fucking parents, right? Holy shit. If this is not just an excuse to not have to do anything but to be fucking lazy, I don't know what is. Where's Luigi when you need him? That's funny. That's funny. That is a funny thought, because people were just hoorahing and clapping and plotting it up and laughing when the guy got shot. Now, to be very clear, I don't mind jokes, regardless of what it's about. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people's actual desire that more and more people who are, high earners and CEOs of like entities that they don't like die. Well, of course you're okay if, hypothetically, let's say Kamala had won the presidency, You know how you are also okay in hoping that Donald Trump died? Would it still be okay if I just shot Kamala? Like, would that still be applaudable, even though you like her? Stuff like this is what really showed me, fuck everybody. Because there's no fucking way. Like, I refuse to feel bad or guilty about anything ever now. Ever. If I decide, if somebody's like gasping for air next to me, and I can save them, and I just don't feel like it at the moment, I just don't feel like making the call, I just don't feel like moving, I just don't feel like performing CPR, I just won't give a fuck. Because I know the same people who would get upset that I just let somebody die are also these people. And I know I use them as an example, but that's everybody. Everybody is okay with people just, if as long as they hate the person, or they can die the most unjust death ever. I hate them. Cool. In fact, I'll applaud the person and hope they get out of jail. I have no guilt whatsoever for only using my effort, time, energy, money, so on and so forth, for my own, on my own, and fuck everybody else. Forces us to use the unsafe public transportation that they're not doing anything about to fix. So again, you're making people, technically not again, but you're making people pay for things. All this stuff that the government has on its books is making every taxpayer pay for all of it, whether they use it or not. And if you want to go, you use the roads. Okay, smart asses. I don't use every road. Dude, when I leave Detroit, it's usually to Columbus. And that happens twice a year. So you're making me pitch in to pay for a shit ton of roadage I don't use. Do you understand the asinineness in that argument? Don't use roads if you don't like taxes. My guy, if I pitched in the roads in my area, you're talking about a significant reduction in taxes. Even if other people were to put up poles for other people that aren't in the community, I still would have a significant reduction in taxes and fees. Stop just screaming shit that you've heard before. Don't use roads, you don't like taxes. I hate those people. Because they swear they're just super right, because they go, we all share the roads, we use the roads, so don't get mad at taxes, roads. Shut up. Find an original fucking opinion and voice. Wait, they want you to pay. Did I see that already? What is up with Instagram and recycling comments as you go through the comments? That's very weird. Adorable to me that New York City knows how to tax the ever-loving shit out of cars, but they have no idea how to educate the children. Sad state of affairs here in the Big Apple. You know, people also like to bring up like the education system, that we should all chip in on it because you know people would be stupid otherwise. People, I gotta tell you, if your kid would be stupid if there were no public education, your kid is stupid. They are. That's just facts. If you are unable to educate your kid enough to function within society, your kid is already stupid. Okay? It is only an exception to the rule that your kid could be educated by public schooling, but it is unable to be educated by you. That is an exception to the rule. All right? I went to public schools in Detroit. If all the kids who, in high school will walk to school, smoking blunts on the way to school, show up to school high, those kids either flunked out or got the bare minimum level understanding of shit to graduate, period. That's how that worked. Had their parents been, a little more functional and involved, they would have fared better. Because you know what you typically graduate the 12th grade knowing? The same shit you learned in 5th grade. And barely that. Public education has so much filler in it. It is insane. You don't learn 12 years of shit. And then we have kindergarten. And then we also have Head Start. People, how much do you need before you understand this is a fucking waste? Getting charged to drive on the very roads our tax dollars built and maintained. Disgusting. This is the one video where I'm absolutely looking at responses. Because like I told you, there are people who are actually okay and want this. It's a response. That's literally every toll road everywhere. I've lived most of my life driving on toll roads. So I guess it's normal for me. Yeah, those prices are steep, but so is the price of everything in New York City. What the fuck was the point of your response? This makes no sense. Her point is to show you that they're overdoing it with the fees and the taxes on the roads. That was her point. That they're overdoing it. This should not be a thing. They should have enough money by now, or they should severely reconstruct this tax system for these roads. And your response essentially was, yeah, but I'm okay with them. Okay, well, you pay for yours and hers then. How about that? You pay for yours and hers. If you're just fucking okay with the process. This is retarded. And I know that is a horrible argument, but so was hers, so we're even. Getting charged for the subway, they are tax dollars built. Oh, okay. Why did you add that? That was a nothing burger. Government's in trouble. Charge outsiders first, then locals. Sadly, nothing new. I was born and raised in Western New York. Got shocks on my only trip to New York City in 1969. It's not going to get better. Sigh. Yeah, right. It's no. Because people, again, are fine with it. Again, like old girl said, I'm used to it. So why argue it? Why challenge what you're used to? So if you are the son of a KKK member who believes in lynching the colored, well, you're used to it. Why should you challenge it? It's just what you grew up in and a part of. Why challenge it? What's the problem? When the government licensed weed, they promised to use the money from sales of it to fix the subway. Already forgotten, yet another toll. We're not going to learn. We're not. So the government never has a reason to change. The MTA has an operating budget exceeding 19 billion. Yet now they're seeking additional funds from the outside of their scope of functionality to cover their wasteful spending. They'll squander that money as well. Shaking my head in disgust. It's not even safe to ride the New York City subway system. So, topics like this, you notice nobody remembers the whole immigrant thing. Like, specifically the illegal immigrant thing, to be clear. Nobody seems to remember that whole thing, right? Where cities like New York will spend pretty much whatever on illegal immigrants getting it all of its essentials, right? So why do you need more money if you have the spare change to give to what was it? Millions? Like, I think they said it was like 20 million immigrants. I'm not sure if the number is correct, but I believe it was a large ass number. Put it like that. Like the number that they had, you really got to look at the amount of black people who went, oh shit. That makes the whole replacing black people thing believable. When you see the number, that makes it very believable that they're quote unquote trying to replace black people. Because wow. Look up that number and look up the black population. Shit is crazy. Dude, when I look for something to do on Facebook, bruh, it's all Mexicans. All of it. The two contexts I got into to fix a leak I had in my bathroom, Mexican. They had to use Facebook fucking translation to talk to me. When I needed a tree cut down because a raccoon kept breaking in my house, Mexicans. So Uber and Lyft are about to get expensive. Almost forgot cabs. The food delivery too. And company that has truck driver delivery products in the city. That takes me back to what I forgot to talk about at the very beginning because I lost track of mine. My resolutions kind of really make no sense. So it really just comes to the point of like I just become non-existent, metaphorically, right? Because I don't want to drive my car through that. So I think about, well, let me take my motorcycle, and then when I get to that point, just get off and walk on the sidewalk, and I get charged. But I'm pretty sure that they're going to look out for that and, ticket me about the price of the toll, right? So, well, much more just to, keep that from happening. Then, obviously, it's like, could I bike to work like regular bike? Sure. With an electric bike, it's 45 minutes. That's going to get very aggravating and old, when I have to do it every single day to and from work. So it's like I probably at that point just try to resource my way out of existence in regards to trying to avoid this problem, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to fluster with. Holy shit. Get rid of bike lanes. Problem solve your world. As someone who at one point did really want to get into biking until I realized, like I said, that it's 45 minutes even on an electric bike at top assist speeds. It's not going to happen every day. It's just not, right? I still say that you don't need bike lanes. I don't understand this thing. Like it annoys the hell out of me when I see these YouTube channels and they're just like, oh, look at this. It's so unsafe. Where am I supposed to ride my bike? Am I supposed to be on the sidewalk? Am I supposed look at the car? Like it's like, dude, just be smart about it. Get those little line separator things right on those, right on the edge. Like figure it out. You don't need a bike lane. And I've already told you how I feel about safety. This whole idea that we must be safe. People stop. All right? Like stop it. All right? We don't need government mandation and regulation to fucking be safe riding the damn bike. It's overdone. It's overdone. Do I understand why people want to be safe? Sure. But when it's reached this point to where safety has literally made life look up a lot of the regulations that go in with safety, whether it's traffic, homes, like whatever the fuck it is, look up the regulations on safetyness about it. It has literally like made your life as expensive as we all complain about. You people complain about housing. Well, safety is one part of it, but then also there are a shit ton of other government regulations that go into it, along with the fact that you wouldn't buy a small house. That also makes it expensive. But y'all get to, never mind. Fuck it. I take that back. Moving on. Pay a tax when you buy a car, then pay a tax when they build the roads, then pay a tax when they get a license, then pay a tax for registrations, then pay a tax for inspection, then just pay because you're driving your tax car using your tax license on the roads you already paid tax to build. It makes perfect sense. How long do y'all think this is sustainable? You're literally like just with the insurance. I'll say this part not be done because I think we're like overboard with this video. Just in the car insurance mandate alone. I said this before. I can't remember which video, but I've said this before. You have already decided that there are people that you are just going to price out of personal transportation. At least for a car. You've made that very clear. Because even with a paid off car, like I had to use the Zebra to find reasonable car insurance for my truck. Like I had to go that route. Right? And when I say reasonable, it's still $20 a month. Now, granted, it's full coverage because I got a note. Without it, I think it dropped by like 30%, something like that. Well, I'll go up to 40, right? So let's just say it's $100 a month. But the average income in Detroit is less than $30,000. I'm not sure if that's counting retirees and pensions and whatnot. Regardless of the fact, the number is less than 30. I think it's $26,000. At that point, you're saying that the person in Detroit, you're pricing them out of transportation, at least as far as a car is concerned. Because let's say they can find insurance for $150. Paid off car, $150. Well, what are the chances that paid off car is going to need regular maintenance because it's, a paid off car in Detroit bought by someone who makes less than $30,000? That you're not going to be able to keep up with that. You are telling, when I first got my car at 19, especially once I started living on my own, I had to piggyback off my mother's name because car insurance in my name was the cheapest I could find. Was like, and again, this is a paid off car. It was 2002 Kia Spectre that I got for $1,000. The car insurance every month, the cheapest I could get was $523. That's with my own name. You're pricing people out of them being able to get around on their own. And then telling them, well, we have buses. But the problem is you're giving them something that they need because of you. In that now, when it becomes election time, people, the same people in that same position get to go, vote for me, I'll keep this going. This person will get rid of it. So they literally get to like connect you to something by force and say, nigga, I will take it away if you don't vote for me. I know y'all don't see it that way because I added my own words, but that's what it is. But fuck it, they give us welfare, so it's got to be worth it, right? Be right. Not positive. I'm out.